thing you'll see today on the combat action ribbon of the Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard came from one of our two new books, Military Medals of America or Medals and Ribbons of the U.S. Navy, available on Amazon. Hello and welcome to Veterans Medals Workshop. We're glad to have you here today, and I'm Frank Foster, your host. And today we're going to talk about two very important and prestigious awards: the United States Navy Marine Corps Combat Action Ribbon and the United States Coast Guard Combat Action Ribbon. And I'll also tell you the other services equivalents. So let's take a look. The Navy and Marine Corps Combat Action Ribbon shown on your left is a very prestigious, and it's an individual decoration. The same for the Coast Guard Combat Action Ribbon shown on your far right. Now, up until 1969, the Coast Guard used the Navy and Marine Corps Combat Action Ribbon, but after 69 they got their own, and you can see the difference is that there's a small white stripe on either side of the center red, white, and blue stripes. Now, here's an important tip to make sure that the Navy and Marine Corps Combat Action Ribbon and the Coast Guard Combat Action Ribbon are always displayed correctly. When you look at the ribbon, the center three colors should always read left to right, red, white, and blue. But then you say, wait a minute, Frank, why are you showing the Air Force Combat Action Medal ribbon in between the Navy and Marine Corps Combat Action Ribbon and the Coast Guard Combat Action Ribbon? Well, because I know you would like to see what the Air Force and the Army awards for combat action, and I'll show you that right away. The Air Force instituted the Air Force Combat Action Medal in 2006, and it's awarded to airmen who have directly participated in active combat, either in the air or on the ground, as part of their official duties. Now, members of the Sea Service who have earned the Air Force Combat Action Medal in prior service can, upon application, have it changed to the Combat Action Ribbon. And the Coast Guard, of course, offers an exception before 1975 or after 1975, I think, and you could actually wear the Air Force Combat Action Medal. The U.S. Army awards the Combat Infantryman's Badge and Virgin First Award, Second Award, or Third Award, etc. And if a member of a Sea Service has been awarded the Combat Infantry Badge, they may, upon application, have it converted to the Combat Action Ribbon. And it's the same for the Combat Medical Badges and the new Combat Action Badge. Only one combat action ribbon is awarded to a service member per theater of war. So if you served, well, let's say 3 tours in Vietnam, you would only be authorized one combat action ribbon. However, if you served in Afghanistan and Iraq, you could be authorized a gold star, a 5/16 gold star, to indicate a second or subsequent award of this personal decoration. In this example of a Navy ribbon rack, you can see that the Combat Action Ribbon is the highest naval ribbon-only award authorized. It comes just after personal decorations for valor and meritorious service, and before the Good Conduct Medal, campaign medals, and, well, other ribbon-only awards. In the naval services, in full dress uniform, medals are worn on the member's left side, and the Combat Action Ribbon is therefore worn on the right side of the uniform, and it is the highest rated ribbon award of all the ribbon-only awards, as you can see by the examples on the left. In fact, you can see the Combat Action Ribbon in the upper right-hand corner. Now, why is it on the right-hand side? Is because on the U.S. Navy and U.S. Coast Guard, the order of precedence goes from inboard to outboard. And so the most prominent and most prestigious of all the awards would go on the right-hand side. So if you look at all of the United States Navy ribbon-only awards since World War II, and that's what I'm showing on the left of the screen, then looking inboard to outboard, you can see that the Combat Action Ribbon is the very first of all of these ribbon-only awards. Then you can take a look at the Coast Guard and you say, wait a minute, Frank, if you go inboard to outboard, there's a ribbon ahead of the Coast Guard Combat Action Ribbon. Well, yes, in the Coast Guard, there is one ribbon-only award that goes ahead of the Combat Action Ribbon, and that's the Coast Guard Commandant's Letter of Commendation Ribbon. And then you get, as you see on the far right, the United States Marine Corps, which is always just a little different from the Navy. I think they'll tell you that. And they go from outboard to inboard. When wearing ribbon-only awards on the right side of a full-dress uniform with full-size medals. Just to clarify the Coast Guard's order of precedence when wearing ribbon-only awards on the right-hand side of a uniform with medals, you can see here that going inboard to outboard that the Commandant's Letter of Commendation ribbon is ahead of the Combat Action ribbon. And if you look at them in the actual order of precedence as shown on the right, there's the Commandant's Letter of Commendation ribbon, the Coast Guard Combat Action ribbon, which comes before the Coast Guard Presidential Unit Citation and before the Navy Presidential Unit Citation. I just knew you all wanted to really know that. I think this picture points out the prestige of the Combat Action Ribbon, because if you look at this picture of Hospital Corpsman Louis Francesca receiving the Navy Cross, if you look closely at his ribbons, the Combat Action Ribbon was his senior personal decoration that he had. In the Naval Forces, when wearing mess dress uniform with miniature medals, the Combat Action Ribbon would not be worn. In the U.S. Navy, when wearing full-size medals, the Combat Action Ribbon would be the senior inboard ribbon on the right-hand breast. While the Combat Action Ribbon was established in 1969, it has been made retroactive to World War II for everyone in the grade of colonel or captain and below, not eligible for flag officers or general officers. And in this display case of a Navy Korean War veteran, you can see that the Combat Action Ribbon is his highest personal decoration. In this example of a Navy Vietnam veteran, you can see that the Combat Action Ribbon is also the highest personal decoration that he received.
Time out for just a second. I need to say thank you to Medals of America in Fountain Inn, South Carolina, for generously supporting the show and providing all of the medals and insignia that you see. They're a veteran-owned, family-oriented company. They've been in business for almost 50 years. They have a hallmark from the Institute of Heraldry and the official licenses to provide all of the awards issued by the armed forces. So they support us. We'll ask you to support them.
This Vietnam Navy veteran displays his ribbons along with his medals, and you can clearly see on his ribbon rack that the Combat Action Ribbon comes just after his personal decoration of a Navy Achievement Medal. On the Marine uniform on your left, you will see that the Combat Action Ribbon comes just after personal decorations and before all other awards, such as, unit awards, campaign medals, good conduct medals, and foreign decorations. On your right, in the dress blue uniform, you can see that this Marine has a second award of a Combat Action Ribbon, indicated by the 5/16 gold star in the center. When the Marines wear full-size medals, they go on the left side of a uniform, and the ribbon-only awards go on the right side of a uniform, and shown in this case, the Combat Action Ribbon is the senior ribbon, and it's on top. Now, Marines put their ribbons in the order of outboard to inboard, so the next outboard ribbon is the Presidential Unit Citation because it comes just after the Combat Action Ribbon. Now, the Navy and the Coast Guard would do it in reverse. They would go inboard to outboard. So have you got that? And while the Combat Action Ribbon was initially instituted in 1969, I'd like to point out that it was made retroactive to World War II. And if you take a look at this World War II Marine Captain's display case, just over the brass plate underneath his medals, you can see the Combat Action Ribbon and the Presidential Unit Citation are proudly displayed. These Marine veterans displays from the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and, Desert Storm show that each veteran who earned the Combat Action Ribbon proudly displayed it one way or the other in his awards display case. So a lot of people ask, if a Combat Action Ribbon is so prestigious, why isn't it a medal? Well, it's not. However, there is a very handsome Combat Action Commemorative Medal that a lot of veterans use in their display cases. While it's not authorized for active duty, it is authorized to a veteran who wants to use it. If you don't think the Combat Action Ribbon is a prestigious decoration and personal award, take a look at First Lieutenant Lee, a hero of the Korean War, that after his personal combat decorations of a Navy Cross, a Silver Star, the Purple Heart, and the Commendation Medal, he proudly displays his Combat Action Ribbon. Generally, when wearing full-size medals or miniature medals in civilian attire, you would not wear the Combat Action Ribbon. However, as a veteran or a retiree and has earned a Combat Action Ribbon, it would be entirely appropriate to wear it if you were wearing ribbons or miniature ribbons in civilian attire. If you want to know more about United States Navy medals and ribbons, our new book covers everything from the Revolution to today and is available for you on Amazon. Additionally, if you're interested in more information on United States military awards, all of the information is available for you in our books on Amazon for the Marine Corps, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and, of course, the book Military Medals of America, which covers everyone.